Hello everyone, welcome back to World of Warcraft Classic Hardcore and our self-made druid. Whether you are new here or a familiar face, please enjoy the relaxing commentary of today's episode. And as always, I hope you are all doing well, and I thank you for joining me today. It means a lot. In the previous episode, we completed our final round of quests in Westfall, hitting level 21 in the process, and getting the most out of our increased movement speed from our feline swiftness talent. Today, we return to the Red Ridge Mountains, where we'll look to gather ingredients from the local wildlife, deal with the murlocs to the south, and cut down any Blackrock orcs that cross our path. We've got a lot to do today, so let's get started. Our quest log is now fairly empty, so let's head back into town real quick so we can pick up those quests that we had to drop temporarily.
Light be with you for the Alliance.
Hey there. Safe travels.
One of my big goals for today is to relieve our bags of all of this extra meat and ingredients for cooking.
Good day to
I
you.
feel like there's going to be more than one recipes to pick up today, but we'll see.
How are you? See you around. See you later.
I was going to say, I thought we already had some fins, but I guess it's only the scales and the murloc eyes. We've got a full stack of, actually we've got even close to 2 stacks of murloc eyes. I know that there's a cooking recipe of some kind that we can use that for, which is why I wanted to hold on to those.
Hello. Be careful.
Pick up the quest for Belly Grub for now. I don't want to take him on yet until we're at least level 22. Even then, I want to be very careful about that situation. We may have to prep some potions and make sure that we have everything at our disposal ready. Alright, so I think we're going to start with animal parts first. And then we'll deal with the murlocs. So we'll gather up some great gore tusk snouts first. We're also going to head towards the south to look for that tough condor meat. That's going to be easily the most difficult thing to acquire. That's one of those. It's one of those drops that people tend to just buy off the auction house because it's such a pain to collect. We do need to take out the whelps as well. We can do that too. I think we're more than well enough equipped at this point. Should be a bit less scary than they were when we first entered Red Ridge. make sure we get our buff food back up. I can't forget about that. We just need one more snout. But I really want to push forward and see if we can find some more of those condors. This section of Red Ridge is super packed usually. There's always a lot going on. I do wonder if there are other sources that we could use to acquire this condor meat. I feel like this is the only zone where I know condors exist besides maybe like a place like Desolus or something like that. If there is another source, that would be super good to know. Because this condor meat's going to be really rough to get otherwise. So I think we'll hold on to these black whelp scales. We just got a couple. I know that there's a leatherworking recipe for those. I can't remember if we had picked up the recipe or not. But I know that it exists somewhere. And if we do collect enough, maybe it will be worth our time to make a piece. Yeah, here it is. The black whelp tunic. Offense over defense. I still feel like it would be better than what we currently have. Or do we wait until we can make something out of medium leather? Would that just be better anyway? there's our first tough condor meat. It only took like 4 of them just to get our first. Hopefully we have better luck than that moving forward. While we go back and forth on this southern end of the zone, at least it's, while we're looking for condors, it's nice knowing that we can take on so many other objectives while we wait for them to respawn. So that's good at least. Beyond this point, we just have the Blackrock clan. I feel like that's going to be the last thing that I'm going to want to accomplish. I'd rather deal with the Murlocs first. Some luck. It's our third condor meat. Beautiful, just one more piece of meat, and that will easily have been the quickest way, the quickest amount of time I've gotten that condor meat. Hopefully I didn't just jinx myself. So that would be quite impressive. We're going to head a little bit closer to town again. think there's 1 or 2 condors that could spawn over here. We still do need the snouts and the scales anyway. Don't believe we can use the small eggs for anything anymore. Probably not going to hold on to those, and I'm not sure about the Gore-Tusk liver either, but we'll have to check. And there's the last snout. Very cool. Let's get some buff food back up while we're waiting for respawns. There it is, the final piece of condor meat. That is amazing. I never finished that quest that quickly. Very, very happy about that. You can literally get stuck here for several hours trying to get that condor meat on your own. So right now we're just aiming for that last underbelly whelp scale. And it looks like we only need 1 more black whelp scale from skinning in order to make that breastplate. Or that tunic, I guess I should say. There's the last scale. Well, let's try to kill a few others. Let's see if we can get the final black scale. We are going to need a cured light hide, so we'll probably have to go back to Stormwind to grab that. We've got several of those in our bank. There's the scale. Perfect. Awesome. All right, so let's deal with the Murlocs now. We need 8 Murloc fins, which I think can also be used in some sort of recipe, if I'm not mistaken. I'm hoping that the eyes can be used for something that can be gotten here. I know you can use the eyes for, what was it, Westfall stew or something like that, which I think we dropped because, you know, we weren't going to, I didn't think we were going to use it. Yeah, I'm not sure. We can make some more dry pork ribs, at least, with the ribs that we got. Alright, let's see what these Murlocs are all about. There's a bunch of them all, like, kind of right next to each other. Hopefully they don't all pull at once. We're at a good level for them. Tide colors are going to be the ones that I think we need to pay attention to a little bit more. They've got healing, they've got frost bolts. Those are never fun. At least they go down fast, just like the black whelps did. There's a Murloc fin. I forgot we needed the spotted sunfish too for another quest. Let's see if we can pull this guy away. Should hit level 22 with this kill too, so it'll definitely be good to go back to Stormwind later in the episode. So we can pick up new abilities, pick up stuff from the bank, just take care of some things. Level 22, nice. We're definitely putting our points into Sharpened Claws. I don't really care for Feral Charge all that much, if I'm being honest. I think you can use this in combat, if I'm not mistaken, which is cool. I think maybe we'll want it at some point, but I mean, the next few talents are going to be absolutely ridiculous. So Sharpened Claws, increasing our critical strike chance in all forms, basically. And then from there, we get some, like, absolutely... This tier right here in the middle of the tree is absolutely insane. There's so much stuff in here. Let's see, do we want to take on 2? I think taking on 2 is fine. We'll just double up on our healing and go into bear form. We also really need to remember that we can break a lot of these slows and roots and whatnot with our different forms just by shapeshifting. It's going to be especially nice when we get travel form, but it's still going to be really, really good with cat form. It's also worth noting too that feline swiftness, the movement speed that we get from that is only going to work outside. I wonder if that also means that we can't use that in caves. Because if we can't, that would be really rough. Let's wait for a little bit more mana to get back, because I think we're going to pull more than one here. I wonder if those slimy murloc scales are the ones that we can use for leatherworking. I'm gonna have to check, because if they are, that I do want to utilize them. I don't want to, you know, waste any of these ingredients that we're picking up right now. We're gonna have to check that out. I think we can get those recipes from Westfall, if I'm not mistaken. So we might want to just swing by there real quick. I think we can take both of these guys on in cat form with double healing. Need to look out behind me too, just in case I do start taking these guys into the road. More and more, there are going to be those black whelps behind us. Oh, we got the Murloc fins, we just need the spotted sunfish now. Need 3 more of those. I think we've been doing very well so far for this spot. I think we're gonna have to stow away some of this buff food in our bank. Get it out of our inventory. We've already got like 4 slots. Keeping up 4 slots in our bag is kind of a lot. And we're gonna have even more after we cook up all of the other ingredients we've collected in this zone. Already super full on inventory again. We have 3 stacks of Murloc eyes. I think that's probably going to end up being extremely overkill. We'll see what that recipe consists of if we do get one that has Murloc eyes in it. And there's our last spotted sunfish. And more Murloc fins to turn into Murloc soup. The only quests we have remaining are the Blackrock clan to the north, or to the south I should say, and then I think these are gnolls up north. Alright, so with that being said, let's head back to Lakeshire. We'll turn everything in. Let's clear out our inventory, and then let's start working on some professions. Let's work on cooking. And we'll work on a little bit of leatherworking as well. I'm surprised that we didn't get any cloth from the Murlocs. I thought we would see some, but I guess it's not a part of their drop table because I don't think we got anything. You know, we can probably take on Belly Grub too. Let's go ahead and check that out while we're over there. I think for him we can just take him on in bear form just to be safe. Maybe we can put a quick 2-point rip on him. And then shift into bear form while we still have both of our hots on ourselves.
Greetings. See you around. Be careful.
You need something?
What can I do for you? Safe travels.
So this one is Murloc Fin Soup.
See you later. Have a good one. See you around.
Just need 2 Murloc fins and hot spices. Ooh, this is a 6 stamina and spirit food. Very interesting. Yeah, that's going to make it a lot more worth it to make that
You need
recipe.
something?
Let's just sell anything else we can. Go turn these other quests in, and then we'll take on Belly Grub real quick.
Can I help you? Safe travels.
Red Ridge Goulash. That is the recipe. And it is also 6 stam and 6 spirit, which is really cool. You need crisp spider meat and tough condor meat. Perfect. We can definitely make that. Let's see, we can make 1 more of those. I know we have more crisp spider meat back in the bank. No use for the vulture meat yet, so I think I'll put that back into the bank as well.
Hey there.
Let's see, Goblin Deviled Clams. That's 125. We're pretty close to 125 cooking. If I'm not mistaken. I suppose we can do a little bit of that right now before we take on Belly Grub. Oh, we need the spices anyway, so we'll just come back. Yeah, or maybe we'll just take care of it in Stormwind. It's probably just easier that way. And yeah, I don't think we need these small eggs for anything else. I'm probably just going to vendor them. Alright, so there's Belly Grub. I don't think anything else is going to pull once we pull him. So I think we'll be fine with regards to that. Let's get all the debuffs we can on him. Let's get this rip up real quick. And let's go into bear form. Definitely takes a lot of damage, that's for sure. Might have to stun him, pop out, get some healing off real quick. I just used a potion just in case. We have so many of them. Might as well. Ooh, I didn't calculate our mana properly. I think we're alright. Let's just stick with bear form. Alright, perfect. Don't have to worry about that now.
What can I do for you? See you around.
Alright, so we have a ton of materials in our bags. Some of it's got to be cooked, some of it's got to be crafted, and some of it's going straight to the bank. So, I think we're going to... Let's head to Sentinel Hill first, because I want to check those Murloc recipes again for leatherworking. So we might have enough materials to make something there. We wouldn't be making the tunic because we're going to be making the black welt tunic, but I think we can make like legs or something with a lot of emphasis on offense and not defense. All of these pieces are lacking stamina, but
Hey there.
I think it's okay for now.
Be careful.
So we're going to take a nice flight over to Sentinel Hill. And let's check our quest log again. Because I think we've done basically all that we can do in Red Ridge for now. Like we could take on like the Blackrock Menace and the Everstill Bridge, but I think it would be better if we came back for those. So I think in the next episode we'll finish the rest of Loch Madon. We'll get everything there out of the way. Maybe we'll get pretty close to level 23 in that process. And then we're definitely going to want to start the 20 to 30 zones. We've got Ashenvale, we've got Wetlands, we've got Duskwood. And we're going to have Red Ridge still, you know, on top of all that. I think we can drop these Darkshore quests. I don't think we're going to go back to Darkshore. I don't think it's no longer necessary. So yeah, since we'll wrap up Loch Madon probably in the next episode, we'll probably go into the Wetlands first. We already have the flight path. Although, I think we're just going to want to go through Dun Algaz anyway, because there are some quests that we can perform along the way. We'll take on the earliest possible quests in the Wetlands, and then we'll move on to something else. Either Duskwood or Ashenvale. Alright, we've arrived. Let's check the vendor.
I supply only the finest goods.
Murloc scale breastplate and belt. That was the other thing. What is our belt currently? Our belt is not even a green right now. And I was right. Slimy Murloc scale, right? That's what we have. Yep. Cool. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, we're definitely going to pick up this belt. Let's just pick up the other pattern just in case. I don't think we're ever going to need it, but if we come in to collect a lot of slimy Murloc scales in the future, it could be used for skill ups, potentially. Really, really cool.
Step on up. Have a good one.
We do have to go to the bank to get the light hide, so let's just take care of all profession work in Stormwind.
Hello.
I hope you guys have been enjoying the profession segments in particular. In most of my series, I tend to cut out a lot of the travel time and profession work, especially if it happens to be like towards the beginning of the episode. I just want to get straight into the action most of the time, but for this one, I think it only makes sense to keep kind of all of this stuff in. And let me know how you guys have been enjoying that so far, or if you have not been. Any and all feedback is much appreciated. Alright, welcome back to Stormwind. First things first, we'll grab what we need from the bank and drop off what we don't need. Then we'll get our new skills from the Druid Trainer in the park. And then we'll head over to the Pagan Whistle in Old Town.
You need something?
Alright, so I believe we need one cured hide. Let's check leatherworking real quick. Yep. Let's see, Murloc scale belt. We just need the thread. I don't think we need these Murloc scales for anything else other than that. So let's head and grab 2 of these. We only need 8. We can dump the rest off in the bank here. Don't need the pearls just yet. Clearly don't need the eyes just yet. I wonder, because I imagine these are part of Westfall's stew. But I think the stew involves like a bunch of other ingredients that we're just not going to want to get. So we have space in the bank. We can keep them for now, but I can definitely foresee us getting rid of these at some point. The eggs I'm going to vendor. Let's put the gems in there. I have so many Murloc eyes. It's ridiculous. Let's not keep that extra 1. I don't need the vulture meat yet. We're going to cook the condor meat. I do need 1 piece of spider meat to go with that. Let me just double check. Yep. Cooking the ribs. Let's put these boiled clams in here for now. We do not need these right now. We've got plenty of other stuff to... Well, let's put the blood sausage in there too. We don't need it right now. We've got too much on our hands. We're about to make some more clams even, so... We'll just sell the liver. I don't know if we can actually use the liver for anything that provides a skill point right now. Could. It's a green recipe. We're going to just vendor the food I think we get. Cooking the fins. We'll hold on to the goulash. Yeah, so much food. Okay, I think we're okay.
See you later.
Lots of time spent at the bank, but there's just so many inventory issues. Don't think we need to hold on to too many more ingredients beyond this point. I feel like you need a lot less once we find like a specific recipe that we like. You know, I think we're gonna just like put all of our focus and energy and our resources into that recipe and those ingredients and just kind of ignore everything else. We'll like cook everything obviously that we can cook just for skill points, but I want to get into the habit of just selling all the different types of food and just stick to one. I want to hold on to everything that we have now just because I'm not sure you know, how much we actually need before we find that recipe I was talking about before. Corruption Abroad, a new class quest.
I am listening.
I want to make a note of this one just to check and make sure that it's not just like a piece of gear that we can get. So if it's just a piece of gear, then I don't want to go through with that one. But if it's for gear poison, then I definitely want that. Alright, what do we have here? I think we're beyond the point of picking up Moonfire, Wrath, and any of the balance spells in general. I don't care about Soothe Animal at all. I still feel like I don't care about Entangling Roots. Shred. Shred is interesting. And Rejuvenation. So that's basically all that we've got going on right now. Let's address those first. So now that we have Shred, Shred is not going to be able to be... we're not going to be able to use that in combat, but we can use it out of stealth, at the very least. And it's going to be more damage in theory to open up fights with. Alright, let's go ahead and cook all this stuff up. Do need to pick up water for the clans. So maybe we'll take a quick pit stop at the trade district.
Need help? Here at the Pig and Whistle. Let's talk to the supplier. I think we're going to need hot spices too at some point, but not too much. Let's open up our cooking window. And let's get to work.
we are at 125 now. Let's pick up whatever that new recipe was from the cooking trainer.
Open for business.
Let's talk to you again. Goblin devil clams, tangy clam meat. Okay, so I imagine that's going to be off of Murlocs, you know, maybe the Murlocs in like the wetlands or something. It's probably where we're going to see that. Honestly, I really do not need all this food, so I think we're just going to straight up sell these dry pork ribs. Really, really don't think that we need those right now. Yeah, we can get rid of those. Create a few extras just for the skill points. Didn't really level up too much, surprisingly. Felt like we had a lot of stuff, but I suppose not.
You need something?
And let's see, we're able to level to the next level too. I think at 125, I'm going to have to write this down as well. At 125 cooking, we need to talk to a specific person. I forget who that is on the Alliance side. But we need a book of some kind to further progress that skill. We're going to need to do the same thing for first aid very shortly as well. Alright, so our bags are definitely looking a bit leaner, which is very nice. Let's work on leatherworking for a few minutes. We've got 2 new pieces to craft.
Help you find
Let's open up
something?
the supply window and our leatherworking window. So black rope tunic, 2 pieces of fine thread. Hopefully it looks cool. And the Murloc scale belt. Then we'll probably look to convert this light leather, I think. Unless there's something that we can actually use it for, but I don't really think there's. I mean, I guess we could try to use it on skill points. Probably for these bracers, I suppose. Yeah, let's just go ahead and do that. These bracers are actually better than what we have now, so I guess I can actually utilize one of them. And then we'll convert the rest of that light leather into medium leather. Let's make a medium armor kit as well. So we're going to be replacing our chest.
Have a good one.
Alright, so we are getting a lot of offensive stats, so that's cool, but we are losing some health in the process, which is not as cool, but the extra attacking power could
I
be,
supply only the finest goods.
you know, could save us some health anyway by just killing stuff faster. This is the best our bags have ever looked. I'm very, very happy with this and how this looks. I'm also very happy with our new black scale tunic. That looks really, really cool. And I don't think there's anything left for us to do here in Stormwind. So with that, I think I'm going to end it right here for now. In the next episode, we're going to finish up Loch Madon, the northern section by the dam, and then I think we're going to head into the wetlands for the first time from a questing experience. As always, I thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye for now.